Senior Trooper Dan O'Neill. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you, and I'd like to say hello to our Canine Trooper, Ruby. Ruby, how are you?
She's here.
Here she is. You might be able to see her. She's jumped up. She's a very well-trained search and rescue dog, and Ruby is up for an award. She is up for the American Humane Hero Dog of the Year Award. And you would not know it, Dan, but Ruby is actually 7 years old.
Yes. A lot of people think she's a puppy every time they first meet her. But she is a well-trained, highly motivated trooper with the state police for the past 7 years.
For the past 7 years. So Ruby has an incredible story that this is kind of like the two-part in our interview. So we're kind of doing like a little series. I know.
She's very vocal.
What did you find, Ruby? What did you find? So we're so excited to be able to have you and Ruby both in today to be able to share her story. Her story is quite remarkable. I was talking to Joe over at the RISPCA, and he was saying this is probably one of his favorite stories that he's been able to share with people working in this industry. Talk to me a little bit about Ruby's story on how you came to be her partner, her owner, her handler, how she's kind of evolved into really from being a rescue dog to a search and rescue dog.
So back in 2011, I received a call from Joe Rosica at the SPCA stating that he had a dog that was deemed unadoptable. How the SPCA deemed Ruby unadoptable was that she had been returned 5 different times from 5 different families with unmanageable behavior. So they tried their best to really try to get this dog a good home. But prior to putting her down, Joe Rosica contacted retired Mazzarella, sergeant with the state police, and stated that he had a dog that just needed a job. A highly motivated dog that just really would do a good thing in this world if they were able to focus her energy. So what Ruby needs is 100% of your attention all the time. She is as you can see, she's very vocal. So every time she was adopted out, people were just taken back with the amount of energy she was able to possess. She was only 8 months old, so her first 8 months of her life, she bounced around from house to house to house. So she never really had a stable environment. So she never really came into her own. So after retired Sergeant Mazzarella ended up adopting her for just a couple weeks, he really could see what her personality was like when she arrived at a stable environment. So once she stayed at his house for about 2 weeks, he went through like a boot camp with her to see and test her to see if she would become a good state police canine. Obviously something as a dog like this would be great in search and rescue. So that's what he was trying to go with her abilities. Search and rescue dog is great as being this size because they can last a long time in the woods, say if they're looking for somebody. And also with her ability to smell, her parents were just very highly intelligent. So her sense of smell might be a little more heightened than most dogs. So she had basically the best of both worlds. So after about 2 weeks, he contacted me and he said, hey, Trooper O'Neill, I know you've been put in for the canine unit for the last 7 years, so I have a dog for you. So I was in New Hampshire, and he said, the only thing is you got to get the dog in the next couple hours.
Oh.
So I said, okay.
Do you have your sirens?
So I came down to Rhode Island, and he handed me Ruby in a leash and a big bag of dog food, and he said, good luck. So I had to bring Ruby home to a pregnant wife,
wow.
A 1.5-year-old son, and another dog that I had at home, which I also rescued from a shelter.
Oh, wow.
So I'm pretty passionate about shelter dogs, giving dogs a second chance. So when I brought Ruby home, it was absolute chaos. I have to be honest, I mean, the first month of having her was very difficult.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was. But there was some days that she would really change my attitude, because there was some days where I didn't want to go to work. But as soon as I would put my uniform on, she would start barking and want to go to work. So when I said to her, you know what, I got to give her a chance. And here we are 7 years later, and she is a certified state police canine with she does cadaver. So she's certified through cadaver, she's certified through 40-acre wilderness searching, she does article searching, and she does tracking and trailing. for the state police. So she has many certifications. She's certified by the International Police Work Dog Association, and we've also gone down to the FBI to certify with them as our victim response team.
It honestly, I've read her story. I've watched her story. She's featured in the film Search Dog with Rhode Island filmmaker. And now I get to meet you, Ruby, which is so great. I get so many hugs from you, and speaking with you because you're the one that's been able to take this on, and there's a team of people that have been able to take this on. It really it's so heartwarming and so incredible to know that there's a team of people and a group of people that were willing to take a chance on a dog and could see the potential and really saved her life, and she's in turn helped save other people's lives,
right.
and really making a difference in our community, but not even our community, nationwide. Like you just mentioned, the two of you, through Rhode Island State Police and others, have gone on countless missions, both in our state and throughout the country, just different missions, including search and rescue missions. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you two have done?
So we've gone on throughout our career together. About the first year, we have to go through schooling to get certified. So for the past 6 years, we've gone on cases, cadaver cases in the sense of cold case homicides. So things that have gone where they have had missing body for several years, and we'll go and assist other police departments. So we're a great resource to other police departments. So what we'll do is we'll go and we'll assist Cranston Police Department. For a fact, we ended up going and helping with Newport Police Department. So we're able to basically supplement them with any type of cold case homicides or anything like that. So in search and rescues, we've gone through several missing person cases. They tend to always kind of be in the southern part of the state, so Exeter area, West Greenwich, because there's a vast area of woods. So during the summertime, a lot of people, they're not really prepared as they should be when they go out camping or hiking or biking. So once they go out hiking or biking, and say if they lose their cell phone, they have no means of communication. So that's when we come into play. So when we have, some type of search and rescue, what we'll do is we'll deploy her. And hopefully, people aren't scared of dogs. And but we've had several people that have been found because of Ruby. One in particular case, we had a gentleman that went fishing and ended up getting out there for just too long, got turned around, ended up getting stuck in mud up to his chest. And about 18 hours later, we were able to locate him in the woods, and she saved his life. And that was about 2 years into her career.
Ruby, you are a hero.
Yeah, so she had a very good career. She has a great career. That's another benefit. That's another benefit of having a mixed dog like this with a purebred German Shepherd, a purebred Belgian Malinois. A lot of times those dogs won't last as long on the road as police officers. Whereas a mixed breeds like this, they don't have any of the problems, say cancer, arthritis, hip problems, or anything like that. So she's able to stay as a state police officer for a longer period of time. So we're looking at maybe her career could be 12 years, where the average is about 6 or 7 years.
And she's ready to work.
She is ready to work. She wants to. She doesn't stop. Since day one, we haven't stopped. And we haven't left each other's side either. So.
Wow, you are a very patient man.
Yes.
I will tell you that. Yeah, Dan is a patient man. And I have to say your family must be patient too.
Yes.
And you're busy as well because you're a 13-year veteran of the Rhode Island State Police. You're a member of the Canine and Crisis Negotiation Units. And you're a field training officer as well as a member of the peer-to-peer support team and the Honor Guard, as well as a crisis responder unit trainer as well for Rhode Island and local state police. So Ruby is busy, but you're busy as well. And like you said, you haven't left each other's side. And I think it's interesting too to just think about the personal side of this as well, because you've taken on the responsibility and dedicated your career to this, to having a canine partner as well, but your family as well. You mentioned you brought home Ruby, who other families turned away several times. But you mentioned your wife was pregnant. You had a baby at home as well, and another dog. I mean, that's a personal commitment as well. Talk to me a little bit about why that was important for you, for a family decision to bring in a dog that you didn't know.
I have to, honestly, when I was speaking to my wife about it, she knew how passionate I was. I always, since day one, in 2004 when I joined the ranks of the state police, I always wanted to have a dog as a partner, and she knew the sacrifices she was going to have to make. She knew that there was going to be a big change in our lives, no matter what dog we got. But I've grown to know that whatever is given to me is always a disaster, and I always try to make it into
a man dear to my heart.
Yeah, so they always say you get lemons, make lemonade, and that's what makes that's why I do what I do on the state police in the peer-to-peer counseling and the crisis negotiator. I try to keep everything positive and try to look at the outside and just see what the big picture is. And the big picture with my wife and I, when we were speaking together, I said, the big picture is I finally made it. I finally made it onto the canine unit. And this dog, for some reason, was brought into my life. So what I wanted to do was do the best I could for what I was given. And there were some nights where I thought I was going to have to go sleep with her in the doghouse. But then there was some nights where I would call her on the way home from work, and I'd say, hey, Ruby did this, or Ruby did this. And she'd be like, babe, I'm really proud of you. And just because she knows how much effort I put into just her training. I mean, when I first received her, I couldn't get her to sit 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds. And to get certified as a cadaver dog, our training, you have to make the dog sit and stay for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So you're talking about, and you've only met her for the past couple minutes. Now
she hasn't been still for
right. So try to get a dog for 5 minutes to sit and stay. So just to accomplish something small like that was huge. So it was a big family commitment, and it's not like, say if you go into, take for example the SWAT team. You're on a specialized unit. You get home, you put your guns away, that's the end of your SWAT. When you're on the canine unit, you're on 24/7. There's no downtime. Because even if I'm on my days off, we still have to go for a run. We still have to go play outside, because if I don't get rid of her energy, she's going to drive me crazy at home. So the benefit of working is that she's able to stay in the car with me. She stays awake the entire time when we're on patrol for 13 hours a day. So she kind of is tired when she gets home. On our days off, we just enjoy each other's company. So it is a lot, but as you can see, I wouldn't be so passionate about it if I didn't love her, and she loves me right back. That was the thing. I mean, I wanted to make sure that she had a second chance in life, and just the love that she shows for me is just unbelievable.
It's pretty incredible. Yeah. And again, the way that it all happened, the way that it went down is truly remarkable, and I've been so pleased to be able to share this story with all of you that are watching, to be able to share the idea that rescue dogs truly are worthy, and here she is, now a search and rescue dog, and so much more. She's certified in so much more than that. She's been nominated for the American Humane Hero Dog of the Year, which is so incredible. Yeah. I don't even know if I knew these awards existed, but now that one of our own, a Rhode Island dog, is up for that, what does that mean for you?
So that it was just an amazing nomination. I received the nomination from Joe Wazika from the ASPCA. He put Ruby in regarding a location of a subject that went missing in Gloucester. She did such a phenomenal job and saved that young man's life that he thought that she deserved national recognition. Yeah. So he put her in, and now we're up against 268 other dogs. So we have a lot of competition, but just to be nominated is just amazing. Just the outpouring of support that I got that I've had from the state police, family, friends, people that I haven't talked to in years will say, "Hey, I voted for Ruby," and it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, it's the job that we have to do every day, but to be recognized for some amazing search and rescue is just great.
It is truly incredible. Ruby's a hero. You're a hero, being out there, putting your lives on the line every day to help find others and help people reunite their families, or help them get what they deserve. Help them get the justice they deserve, and their stories come to a complete. You were featured, and Ruby was featured in the film, the documentary, a search dog made by Rhode Island filmmaker Mary Healy Jamil, which was incredible, kind of putting everything together. And we spoke with Matt earlier on Monday a little bit about the story, so it kind of showcases Ruby as well. What was it like for you to be part of that and to kind of see Ruby over the course of those 4 years?
During the filming, I was a little weird having a camera in your face all the time because you didn't know what you could say, what you couldn't say, and plus you didn't want to look like you didn't know what you were doing because everything was being taped.
So, well, and you were learning too,
and I was
right?
learning at the same. So here I am, a brand new handler, never received never handled a dog before in the capacity of a state police dog or any type of police dog. So here I am, and then now I have this huge camera in my face, documenting the whole thing. So it was very difficult. So I mean, it was what an experience just to be a part of something like that. That Search Dog movie is just absolutely, it's such an inspiring movie. Now I look at it and it's been, it was 6-7 years ago now. You look at and you see how young she was, and you can see she's got the salt and pepper look on her face. When she was filmed in the movie, she was jet black. So we've both gotten a little older, a little wiser, but what an amazing experience. I'm glad the way it worked out in the sense of that just what it's done to other people when it comes to search and rescue dogs. It inspired people to say, you know what, if he could do it, I can get that dog out of the shelter and give it a second chance.
Exactly, which is truly remarkable. So we really appreciate it, Dan. We appreciate it, Ruby. So you can go on and vote for Ruby once per day per email. So if you have a couple different email addresses. I don't know.
I'm not saying.
I didn't say it. Maybe you did.
Maybe she did.
Ruby did as well. That's right, Ruby girl. So I'd like to thank Senior Trooper Dan O'Neill and Ruby. She's a star. She's a star and a hero for coming on Go Local Live today. We will put a link to the place where you can vote as well. We want Ruby to win and even if you don't win, Ruby, in the competition, and it's a lot of competition, you will win here in our hearts as well. We're going to take a quick pause and get set up here for our next guest on Go Local Live.
Can I say one
more thing? You can say one more thing,
One
of
more
course.
thing. I'd like to thank all the other search and rescue handlers that are out there. You do an amazing job every day, and some days you don't get the recognition you deserve. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and obviously from Ruby as well, for everything that you do every day to reunite those loved ones. You really do deserve the recognition. I hope I'm able to help you get the recognition you deserve. So thank you.
I agree 100%. I don't think people can understand until they're put in that situation, and we hope no one does get put in that situation. So thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick pause. We'll be right back.